Mutinous Russian mercenary boss Yevgeny Prigozhin took a U-turn on June 24. Rebellious mercenary commander who ordered his troops to march to Moscow abruptly reached a deal with the Kremlin to go into exile and sounded the retreat. Prigozhin had ordered his troops to retreat to field camps in Ukraine, diffusing a dramatically escalating crisis that represented the most significant challenge to Russian President Putin in his more than 2 decades of power. Prigozhin had earlier said that he wanted to oust the army's top brass and restore justice. President Putin said the mutiny had to be put down. In an audio message released by his press service, Prigozhin has said, "They wanted to disband the Wagner military company. We embarked on a march on justice on June 23rd. In 24 hours, we got to within 200 kilometers of Moscow. In this time, we did not spill a single drop of our fighters' blood. Now the moment has come when blood could be spilled."
Поражению в конечном итоге и к капитуляции.
But after a few hours of Putin's broadcast message, the Wagner chief had also added that understanding responsibility that Russian blood will be spilled on one side, we are turning our columns around and going back to field camps as planned. The office of Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko said he had spoken to Prigozhin with Putin's approval and that the head of the Wagner militia had agreed to de-escalate the situation. Facing the first serious challenge to his grip on power in his 23-year rule, Putin had vowed to crush the armed mutiny he compared to Russia's civil war a century ago. Prigozhin, whose private army fought the bloodiest battles in Ukraine even as he feuded for months with the top brass, said on Saturday that he had captured the headquarters of Russia's southern military district in Rostov without firing a shot. In Rostov, which serves as the main rear logistical hub for Russia's entire invasion force, residents miled about calmly, filming on mobile phones as Wagner fighters in armored vehicles and battle tanks took up positions. The surrounding region of Rostov is an important oil, gas and grains hub. The fact that Prigozhin and his troops were able to occupy Rostov is not only militarily and strategically symbolic, it is also significant for Russia's ability to wage its war in Ukraine. Having captured the city of Rostov and set off on 1100-kilometer race to Moscow, the fighters of Wagner private army were already most of the way to the Russian capital. Outside Moscow, armored military vehicles had set up roadblocks, while Russian media showed small groups of police manning machine guns on the southern outskirts. Western capitals said they were closely following the situation in nuclear-armed Russia. US President Joe Biden spoke to the leaders of France, Germany and Britain, while Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke to the counterparts from G7 nations. Turkish President Erdogan had urged Putin to act with common sense in a phone call with the Russian president about the recent developments.